Imagine if there was one country in the world that's almost impossible to invade. What country would that be? The answer is America. Yes, the United States, known for having the most powerful military on the planet. But the real question is, why is it so difficult for any country to invade America? In this video, we'll explore the 5 key reasons that make the US one of the most secure nations in the world. So stick around until the end, because after this video, you'll understand why invading the US is more of a fantasy than a reality. The first and possibly the most important reason is the geography of the United States. America is positioned between 2 massive oceans, the Pacific Ocean to the west and the Atlantic Ocean to the east. These 2 oceans act as natural defensive barriers. If any country ever wanted to invade the US, they would first have to cross one of these vast oceans, which is no small feat. When we look back at World War II, it was the presence of these oceans that prevented a direct invasion of the United States. Any enemy trying to reach America would need large naval fleets, aircraft carriers, and millions of troops, which becomes almost impossible to manage due to the sheer size and challenges posed by these oceans. Another reason is the technological superiority of the US. The United States leads the world in the most advanced military technologies. Today, the US dominates drone warfare, cyber defense, satellites, and AI-powered defense systems. The US possesses the world's most sophisticated missile defense systems capable of destroying incoming ballistic missiles mid-air. On top of that, American satellites monitor global activity in real time. If any enemy were to plan a secret attack, the US could detect it early and respond swiftly. This technological edge gives the US a significant advantage and makes it extremely hard for any potential invader to gain the upper hand. You might be surprised to know that the US has the largest and most powerful military force in the world. The US military has over 1.4 million active duty soldiers, and if you count the reserve and paramilitary forces, that number grows even larger. But it's not just about the number of soldiers. The US military is equipped with the most advanced military hardware, including stealth bombers, nuclear submarines, and advanced fighter jets like the F-35. Any country thinking about invading the US would not only have to face its massive army, but also deal with its powerful Navy, Air Force, and Special Forces. This overwhelming military might is why most countries wouldn't even consider an invasion attempt. Then there's the issue of nuclear deterrence. The US has the second largest nuclear arsenal in the world, which acts as a massive deterrent to any country thinking about attacking. Nuclear weapons are incredibly destructive, and just one strike could wipe out an entire city. The US has a triad nuclear deterrent system, meaning it can launch nuclear missiles from 3 platforms: land-based missiles, submarine-launched missiles, and strategic bombers. This triple threat ensures that if the US is attacked, it can respond with devastating nuclear force, which makes any potential enemy think twice before even considering an invasion. It's not just about military strength, though. The US has a vast network of allies, especially through its membership in NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. If any country were to attack the US, they wouldn't just face the American military, they'd also have to deal with the combined forces of 30 NATO countries. These nations would stand alongside the US, ready to fight any aggression. This global network of alliances gives the US a strategic advantage. It's tough to go to war against one country, but going against an entire alliance is nearly impossible. Another factor that makes invading America so difficult is the presence of armed civilians. You might already know that there are more guns than people in the US. In fact, for every 100 Americans, there are about 120 guns. That adds up to around 390 million firearms in civilian hands, more than in any other country. So if a foreign country were to invade the US, they wouldn't just be fighting the American military, they'd also have to contend with an armed civilian population. These civilians are trained and know how to use their weapons, adding another layer of defense that would make an invasion nearly impossible. America's geography also plays a key role in making it tough to invade. The US has diverse terrains including mountains, deserts, dense forests, and long coastlines. Any invader would have to deal with extreme weather conditions, from freezing winters to scorching deserts. These terrains and weather conditions create challenges for any foreign military trying to adapt. Facing such diverse environments would stretch enemy forces and resources thin, making it much harder for them to maintain an effective invasion. The US also has the most advanced intelligence networks in the world, which play a crucial role in preventing invasions. Agencies like the CIA, FBI, and NSA operate globally, keeping a close watch on any potential threats to the US. If an enemy tries to plan an attack or invasion, the chances are that American intelligence would discover it long before it happens and take action to neutralize the threat. In addition to this, the US Homeland Security ensures that any internal threats are dealt with swiftly. This comprehensive defense network makes it incredibly difficult for any hostile force to carry out an invasion or an internal attack successfully. When you combine all of these factors, it becomes clear why invading the US is nearly impossible. Natural barriers, technological superiority, a powerful military, nuclear deterrence, strong alliances, an armed civilian population, diverse terrains, and advanced intelligence networks all work together to make the US one of the most secure countries in the world. So if the next time you hear about a country thinking of invading the US, remember that it's more of a fantasy than a reality. Invading the US isn't just about fighting its military, it's about taking on an entire system that is almost unbeatable. What do you think? Could it ever be possible for a country to invade the US? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe.